YouTube yet, though.
Hmm.
Like I did the thing, right? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. And hey, look, once again, it just went straight to streaming. I didn't have to click the go live button. So I'm telling y'all, this isn't just me. YouTube just picks and chooses when it does it on me. So, you know, we're live now. We're live now. I didn't have to click the go live button. So, you know what? It's not just me. YouTube's just dumb.
Hang on, guys, while Kyle figure out how to use YouTube. You know, by the way, I just when I did my last podcast, we did it on StreamYard, and it reminded me how much I miss StreamYard.
I hate StreamYard.
You know, it did glitch out, and we had to switch to the cell phone though. So that is very
Yeah.
true.
All right. So anyway,
Yeah.
this is episode 147 of the Battle of Ohio podcast. It turns out that I know, right? 147. And
Almost there.
We've actually been slowing down lately too. Like, you know, we used to, put out like 2 a week. We haven't been doing that in a while.
Wait, hold up. So, are you saying that the 150 episode might be the episode? Wait, hold up. So, oh shit, it's gonna be the episode where we play each other. Check that out.
Yeah, because we're doing like 1 a week. Well,
Yeah.
No, okay. So this is 147, 148.
Next week's 148.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So anyway, it turns out quarterbacks. It turns out the backup quarterbacks that we've handcuffed our teams to might actually be pretty good. Both Joe Flacco and Jake Browning have been balling out, and their team seasons are alive because of it. And the best part, Kenny Pickett might still be the worst quarterback in the division. Because why, Thomas?
Because what direction are you?
That's the correct one. That's the correct one.
It don't really matter because the only direction is this direction because that's the direction that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going. Because you suck, Pittsburgh.
Welcome to the Battle
Always
of
find a way to
Ohio
bring it back.
podcast, where we follow the revival of the historic rivalry between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns.
All right. We are here. We missed last week. Sorry about that. There were some scheduling conflicts that happened. But we're back this week. Almost missed this week too, but we're here. So just to say hi to everybody so far, Mikey says
Hi, Mikey.
We got a second channel for live streams, currently streaming the Chargers Raiders game. That must be awful, Mikey. What? That's terrible.
Not the channel, the game. Not your channel, the game. He's not talking about your channel. He's talking about the game must be awful.
Yeah. The game must be awful.
Okay.
But like legitimately, I was like Thomas can attest to this. Like a few minutes ago, before we actually started, and we both got in the streaming room and everything like that. I was looking. I was setting up all my tabs on my computer and everything, and I saw the score of the Raiders-Chargers game, and I said to Thomas, I was like, Thomas, this can't be real. The Raiders are up 28-0 with like 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Good God.
Hey, man, I pounded that.
I know.
Hey, man, I pounded
for the season, but still.
Hey, I pounded that Raiders money line, man. I pounded the hell out of that Raiders money line, so I am chilling right now. I pounded the hell out of that Raiders money line, so I'm chilling right now. Trust me.
It's called Hurricane Mike Streams, but you have to type Saints Talk at the end. Okay, so if any of y'all
Hurricane Mike,
if y'all want to go check out Mikey's stuff, go check out Mikey's stuff. Hurricane Mike Streams.
I have a friend in college that dated this girl named Katrina. We used to call her Hurricane. She was fat.
That's a direction we can go in. Mikey is currently streaming on StreamYard right now. Look, I'm just telling you, I don't like StreamYard. Like, there's a reason I'm going through all this effort and all these problems. Like not every single week it's getting a lot better lately, but there's a reason why so much this year I've had a lot of problems with getting the streams just right. It's because OBS is complicated, but StreamYard is so obnoxious and it's so restrictive. Like even when you're paying for it, and like OBS is free. So, I'd rather just learn this software, and StreamYards is just annoying to me. Like they're so cookie.
Like you said, OBS is just a little more complicated, but just because something's easier doesn't mean it's better. StreamYard did time out on it glitched on us a lot, and we actually had to switch to using the phone. I will say, ever since we started using OBS, there hasn't been very many glitches on this. It's been very consistent.
All of the glitches have been me. That's been it.
Well, no, the glitches has been on our technical stuff. It never been like StreamYard. The stream would be fine for like 20 minutes, and then minute 21, it would just start glitching. It would be like, what? But this is more consistent.
Exactly, and you have so much more freedom to do. Like I have all these clips set up and everything like that, and I can add as many as I want without having to pay for a higher tier of service. And like it's a lot more complicated. You really have to take the time to learn StreamYard. But once you do, I promise you, or to learn OBS. But once you do, I promise you, it's way better than StreamYard. Now I've heard Streamlabs is a good like middle point, so I might check that out. But as of right now, I'm mainly using OBS. Which actually,
what about Dexter's Lab?
I think Streamlabs runs through OBS, so it's like a mod for OBS, which just makes things easier. I don't know. As far as Dexter's Lab, that was a great show. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, "Hey, what's going on, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights?"
What's up, Daniel Berry and his Sports Highlights?
That appears to be a NBA champions Lakers champions logo as your profile picture. So I'll just say, "Boo, Lakers."
Hey man, don't disrespect the in-season tournament champions like that.
I just the Lakers to me, the Lakers are like the Yankees of the NBA or the Cowboys of the NBA. They're just they're boring.
The Yankees of the NBA is the Boston Celtics.
Why?
But the Cowboys of the NBA is more or less. Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, I'm just saying that like that team that like, oh yeah, they have a bunch of championships, but they're so annoying about it, and like it seems like every bandwagon fan on the planet is a fan of that team.
Yeah, but Magic Johnson was awesome.
I'm sure Magic Johnson was awesome, but he
was so awesome. Never mind, we're not going down that route.
Okay, I think I know what route you're going down.
You all know what route I was going to go down.
Mikey says, "Why is the Chargers Raiders game my first solo stream?" I don't know, Mikey. Like, I mean, if I were you, I would like me. I didn't start streaming games myself. I waited for like a random Bengals Jets game, and I mean, if you're doing Chargers Raiders, then that's fair. I would have thought you would have done a Saints game though, personally.
Dude, it's crazy. There are so many like really good teams in the NFL. And like people thought the Chargers and the Raiders would be, people thought the Chargers and the Raiders would be two good teams.
Did they think the Raiders would be a good team?
A lot of people thought the Raiders would be a good team because they believe in Jimmy Garoppolo and Daniel. I wasn't one of those people.
Who believed in Jimmy Garoppolo and Josh McDaniels? I would like you to find these receipts, Thomas, because. Like, I don't know who actually. I thought there was a possibility that the Raiders might be able to make it work with Jimmy Garoppolo and Josh McDaniels. Like, hey, you know what? Those are two guys who have had success in places before, so it's possible that something good could happen here. But like, I felt like the likelihood was like this. Really feels like the Raiders just giving up on Josh McDaniels and being like, hey, you know what? If you're really all that good, make Jimmy Garoppolo work, and if not, then get out of here. And that's what happened.
And some people thought it would work. I mean, I wasn't one of those people. I thought. I mean, my first bet I won, my first sports bet I won was betting the comeback of the Jaguars against the Chargers last year. So I thought I really feel really good about the Chargers anyway. But a lot of them, Justin Herbert, baby,
Speaking of, rest in peace, Justin Herbert's season. I found out about that at the beginning of the episode too. But, this is a Bengals.
We can laugh at it. Our quarterbacks are out for the season too. We can laugh.
This is a Bengals Browns podcast, and I promise we're going to talk about the Bengals and Browns. But one last thing I wanted to mention was Thomas. Did you hear Bill Belichick's getting fired?
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, I actually have.
I mean,
I do.
he's getting they're parting ways officially, but like the way I see it, I don't think Bill Belichick wanted to leave. I think Bill Belichick was going to like stay there as long as they let him. So I think he's essentially getting maybe not fired but pushed out.
Dang. You think you want to be a defense coordinator of the Browns if Shorts get a job somewhere else?
No, I don't think Bill Belichick wants to be the defensive coordinator of anybody.
It's cool. We got Anthony Shorts. We're good.
He was already your head coach, and that wasn't a very good experience.
Look, man, he won a playoff game with us, and
and
we didn't put.
You moved cities on him.
See, that wasn't our fault. That was this guy named Art Medell's fault. But here's the thing though. Like, all right, so cause he was never, cause Cleveland already got fire him. Baltimore fired him technically.
Technically, did Baltimore even fire him? Like, did he get fired?
No, he got fired. The team moved. He got fired literally that season. Yeah. Fuck. Not Bill Belichick. I like Bill Belichick. Fuck you. I don't know. Bill Belichick always just felt like Bill Belichick to me always just felt like somebody who was one of ours, but we just let go. Like this dude, like he was in Cleveland for 4 years.
Okay.
That's
35-0.
Damn.
Good God.
Damn.
Good God.
Ugh.
So anyway, let's start talking about the Bengals and Browns because that's what this podcast is about. I'm still just floored that I didn't even realize the Raiders were capable of scoring this many touchdowns, much less like the Chargers losing badly. Okay, fine. Chargers suck. But the Raiders putting up 35.5. That's the part where I'm like, what?
I think what's going on here is the Chargers are at its lowest point right now with their coach and their quarterback being hurt. I don't think those players want to play today.
I think Brandon Staley's getting fired after this game.
Oh, dude, yeah, fire that dude. Bye, Staley. You still ass motherfucker.
I think this is the one that's going to do it. But anyway, Bengals Browns. This is the third time I've said it. Let's start talking about it, even though it's entirely my fault. But still. Okay. So Bengals Browns. Holy crap. Who saw at the beginning of this season, you walked up to either of us and said that hey, your team is going to be fighting for a playoff spot with a decent chance in our case and a really good chance in your case of making it. You're going to be led by Jake Browning and Joe Flacco. What would you have said? Now for me, I probably would have just gotten sad because I'm like, well, Jake Browning, that means Joe Burrow's probably out, and that sucks. But for you, Thomas, Joe Flacco?
Yeah, I didn't have Joe Flacco on my bingo card. And I checked my bingo card this morning. I did have Watson being out for the season on my bingo card. I don't know why I had a feeling that was going to happen. But I did have that on my bingo card. The Chubb thing was a shocker, but it wasn't surprising because I knew somebody was going to be out for the season too. I was like, Watson's going to be out for the season probably, and somebody probably else. I don't know. You just got to vibe for these things. I didn't have Joe Flacco on my bingo card. I had Jacoby Brissett on my bingo card. I was like, I'll put Jacoby on there. I'm not getting bingo today. So no, I didn't expect this.
not only is Joe Flacco out here being your starting quarterback, but also he's winning games for you guys. But not only that, but he's looking like Joe Flacco in the 2012 playoffs.
Yeah, I had none of that on my bingo card. My bingo card is all a mess, man. Bingo, I'm losing to this old lady in bingo right now.
There's an old lady who had the premonition about Joe Flacco.
I told you about old
Joe. I don't understand.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm not. Let me say this about Joe Flacco. Are we doing the Browns first or the Bengals first now? Are we going to Browns first?
Right now we're on the Browns, so I guess we're doing the Browns first.
All right, cool. So we're doing the Browns first. I will say this about Joe Flacco. I didn't think that he. I didn't expect this out of Joe Flacco, and I'm kind of a part of me is still waiting for that other shoe to drop. And what that other shoe would look like. I guess my biggest concern about Joe Flacco is his interception problem. Joe Flacco does have an interception problem sometimes when he get high pressure situations, he throws that ball away. Now, I don't know if we're going to see that Joe Flacco, or I don't know if we will. I don't know what to expect, but right now he deserves the benefit of the doubt. He looks good. And they actually been saying that him resting, him not playing is actually was good for his arm because he was actually overusing his arm. So what they're saying was because your arm was actually overused and him resting actually helps heal his arm. So now you see those crisp passes because he has a better, more healed arm. Who figured?
That feels like pseudoscience to me.
I don't know. He looks good.
Well, he definitely outdueled Trevor Lawrence. Like, this man threw for 311 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he did have an interception. But I mean, he had a hell of a day against the Jaguars. Now, so did Jake Brown.
Yeah, he looked good.
But still.
He looked good. Yeah, no, I think the Jaguars got a bad secondary. No, he looked good, man. He looked good. I can't hate. And look at me talk up Joe Flacco without talking about other quarterbacks that we have on our roster, unlike other Clevelanders. I need to shut the fuck up.
Once again, Joe Flacco is back to being the third best quarterback in the division. The same place that he has always been throughout his entire career. He's always been, even when he was on the Broncos and the Jets, he was always the third best quarterback in the AFC North.
Yeah, that's about right. He is.
I mean, he was back when he was in Baltimore. He was always, I think, better than whoever the Browns had at quarterback. But in general, I think Andy Dalton was a better quarterback than Joe Flacco. Like, you put Andy Dalton on that 2012 Ravens team, I think Andy Dalton wins the Super Bowl too. Frankly. And actually, I don't even think it's really like a big difference either. I think Joe Flacco and Andy Dalton were like, as far as like results and like level of talent, maybe not play style, but like results and level of talent goes, I think Andy Dalton and Joe Flacco were pretty close to each other, honestly. I think Andy Dalton was a little better at the time that he was there, but that was mostly just because he was a little younger and a little more spry than Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I'm not completely. It's weird. I gotta see more. I know these things, man. Like, what's his name? Dobbs looked good his first 2 games against the. Josh Dobbs looked very good his first 2 games in the Vikings, and now he's the 3rd string quarterback. How the fuck did that happen? I'm with you. I'm like, I'm just holding my breath a little bit. I'm holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath.
That's another thing I want to point out. You were taking victory laps on being like, I called Josh Dobbs being a good quarterback back when he was like, playing okay with the Cardinals. And you were like, I told you about Josh Dobbs, Kyle. And then like he gets traded because the Cardinals don't believe in him. And then he goes to the Vikings. He has a good couple of games, and now he's benched.
Hey man, I was out on Josh. I was in on Josh Dobbs and I was out on Josh Dobbs. Like I think I got off the Josh Dobbs train. No, I got off the Josh Dobbs train, and you can go back and watch. This is a fact. I got off the Josh Dobbs train when they traded him to Minnesota because Browns fans. Because at the same time, Watson got injured, and Browns fans were like, "Man." They traded Josh Dobbs, or Browns fans got mad. They traded Josh Dobbs, and now we need a backup quarterback. Yeah, and what I said exactly was that's when I flipped on Josh Dobbs. Only because I was just pissed off at Browns fans for getting mad about trading Josh Dobbs. I'm like, oh, chill, it's Josh Dobbs. It's not that big of a deal. I promise you.
I think I recall that, but I also think, if I recall correctly, that conversation was prompted by me trying to tell you that DTR wasn't going to be the answer, and you trying to be like, I don't know, man. He might be. He wasn't.
He might be. He might be better than Joe Flacco. Like, seriously, for real though, like, honestly, let's just kind of calm expectations about Joe Flacco. Calm expectations. They're the reason why Joe Flacco did not have a starting job for the last, 4 or 5 years?
Well, that is really weird to me because, like, I mean, well, sort of. He got brought into Denver to compete for the starting job, and then somehow didn't win it in the environment that was Denver. But I think he did start for a couple of games. Went to
he started.
Jets, and if I recall, he actually performed okay.
He beat us
with the Jets.
Yeah, he beat us.
Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't bad. I do.
But Zach Wilson.
This man lost his job to Zach Wilson and Lamar Jackson, understandably, but he did lose his job to Zach Wilson and Lamar Jackson. So,
well, I don't. Okay, so let's rewind on both of those though. Like, I think he was supposed to lose his job to Zach. I think the whole point was losing your job to Zach Wilson. I think that was the whole reason he was brought in there, was to be a mentor and to hand the torch off. As far as Lamar Jackson goes, like, the fact that they drafted Lamar Jackson was like kind of a shot across the bow that the Ravens didn't believe in Joe Flacco. So once that happens, it's like that's Lamar Jackson's job, and it's just until like Joe Flacco didn't lose the job to Lamar Jackson. Joe Flacco basically just had his job taken away from him, whether he was on the roster or not.
He didn't play good that year, though.
Well, okay.
He didn't play good that year at all. I don't know, man. I mean, like, look, I need to see more. He's not bad. He looked good. He looked good last game.
Yep.
I
mean, here's the thing. So, and this will kind of tie into where I want to start with the Bengals. But as far as the Browns' remaining schedule goes, I don't see any reason why Joe Flacco can't be the guy. Like, I mean, especially with y'all's defense. Like, if Joe Flacco can be a good quarterback, like, frankly, I don't know, like, which of these games do you lose? Like, I mean, maybe the Bengals game will be interesting because it'll be like, there'll be a lot on the line. And if the Bengals are actually back to where they should be, the Bengals could be a really big problem for somebody. But outside the Bengals game, man, y'all play the Bears and the Jets and a Texans team that does not look like the Texans have looked this year. Like,
they're starting to come back down to earth. Even before CJ Stroud's injury, he was coming down to earth. Honestly,
yeah, he was. Well, I mean, see, the thing I noticed about CJ Stroud is, like, CJ Stroud was so injury prone. Not injury prone. He was so turnover prone, and he just kept finding ways to win games, and nobody talked about the turnovers. But the turnovers were still there. And that was the thing that I noticed in our game. Like, we played the Texans and CJ Stroud was turning over the ball. We should have won that game because of the turnovers. But, we just stupidly didn't. Like, I mean, we dropped the ball on that one. But like CJ Stroud tried to hand us that game on a silver platter. And he's been doing that all year.
That excites me because we have a great secondary. Yeah. If the Browns go 4-2 and the Ravens go, or the Browns go 4-0 and the Ravens go 2-2, like if we catch the Ravens, then the Browns have the tiebreakers over the Ravens. And the Browns win the division. The Ravens got a tough schedule for the remainder of the season, if my memory serves me correctly.
Well, I don't know if there is a such thing as the Ravens having it. Oh my God, the Raiders have 4. It's 42-0, and the half's not over.
Yeah, that parlay is looking great.
Good. Okay, anyway, the Ravens schedule. Stay on topic, Kyle.
That parlay is looking great.
the Ravens should have a tough schedule theoretically, but like at the same time, they got games against like there's the Jaguars, 49ers, Dolphins, Steelers. But like, let's really look at that. The Jaguars haven't really looked as impressive lately.
I
might take
them though.
Damn good. The Dolphins never look good at all. Against teams that are actually worth half a shit.
Very true.
And I think that's the thing. Like, I think we can admit about the Ravens. Like, well, I think the Ravens are a little overrated. For like, I mean, like I don't think their record really reflects their level of play this year, you know. But
no, I thought they were pretty good this year.
Going up against, but I think we can agree. Well, okay, right. No, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying I don't think that they're like 10-3 good, you know.
They never did. See, you know the thing is about the Ravens though. The last couple of years, ever since the Lamar Jackson era, whatever seen from the Ravens, they deferred that last quarter of the season when they start to tail off because those hits from Lamar start to compound up. And you know, I mean, you got to kind of give them credit because, like, one thing Lamar Jackson said, he even admitted this, and this is something that you're starting to see that's going on with Jalen Hurts right now, is that when you're a running quarterback, you start taking all those hits start to compound, so you kind of lose your explosiveness as the season goes on because you're getting hit so much. And so the last couple of seasons, Lamar Jackson started to have these like nagging injuries. It was never nothing like severe, like a broken leg or anything, but there were nagging injuries where he might keep him out a game or two, or even he might be a little less explosive. That's what Jalen Hurts is going through right now. If you got the Eagles win the Super Bowl, you're not winning no money because Jalen Hurts took way too many hits this season. He's already slowing down. You can see that the Eagles are struggling because Jalen Hurts is not as explosive as he was at the beginning of the season. Same thing used to always happen to Lamar because Lamar would do the same thing where he would run so much and he'd get all these hits. And they'd be like, oh, he's so fine. He just gets back up. He's like, yeah, man, but those hits compound, man. Those hits compound on your body. And so one thing that I like that Lamar Jackson's doing this year is he's staying in the pocket more. You gotta give him credit.
Yeah.
I give him credit, man. I hate to say it.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not saying the Ravens haven't looked like good at all this year. I'm saying from what I've seen from the games they've played, it's been a lot of struggles, in particular against teams that haven't been that great. There was like one or two really big games here and there this year. But outside of that, like the Ravens have they've been winning, and you got to give them credit for winning. But it hasn't been like these big like. It hasn't been these big explosive, like, oh my God, the Ravens clearly were the better team in this game. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the Ravens, but at the same time, I think we can agree that the Ravens, regardless of whether they're like a deserving of the title juggernaut or whatever, I think we can all agree that the Ravens are a pretty solid football team. Therefore, they'll probably beat the shit out of the Dolphins.
Yeah, they probably beat the shit out of the Dolphins. Give me 1 second. I'm just charging my headphones. I'm just putting my headphones on the charger so I could stuff. Yeah, but no, I'm listening. Yeah, no. I think they they probably beat the Dolphins. Is Tyreek Hill still hurt?
I don't know.
Like what was going on with that? Because I think he got hurt, but I wasn't sure exactly what happened with that.
I think he's back.
If he's back, see, because like Tua looks horrible without Tyreek Hill.
I don't know about horrible, but he definitely doesn't look like, you know. Like all these Dolphins fans who are trying to say, like, you know, oh, Tua's clearly better than Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow has had, you know, a relatively down year, largely due to injuries. And, like, you know, Tua had some really big games this year. But you're right. It's like you take away
Tua better than
Joe doesn't do shit. Tua doesn't do shit. When you take away Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow makes gold out of Trenton Irwin.
Man, who's saying that Tua's better than Tyreek? I'm sorry. Who's saying that Tua is better than Joe Burrow?
A lot of Dolphins fans. A lot of salty ass Dolphins fans who need a narrative.
Well, there's a very salty ass meth problem in Florida, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. So, as far as the final team in the AFC North goes, before we get to our predictions, there's a very important, and I think the people watching already saw me previous. Thomas, I know you can't see it right now, but I'll read it to you. So I put up on the screen this graphic that's been going around. Ben Roethlisberger was on a podcast called Footballin', I guess is the name of the podcast. But he was on the podcast and he was talking about the Steelers' recent struggles. And he said, and this is a quote that's going around all around the internet right now. He said, maybe the tradition of the Pittsburgh Steelers is done. And I gotta say, A, thank fucking God. Like this is a beautiful day in history. And B, just now? You think it's over now? I think it's been over, bro.
I think it's the I think the Steelers heard on the radio. They said they think that the tradition on defense stayed the same. The traditional offense is starting to go away. I never really heard a truer statement. I just felt like the offense, the Steelers offense, just nothing scares you about it. And they're kind of in a bad spot because they don't want to tank. If there was any year to tank for the Steelers, it was literally this year. This was the year the Steelers should have tanked.
They're not going to. They're like the Steelers. Mike Tomlin is Mike Tomlin has the chance to be a NFL head coach for like X number of crazy amount of years and never have a losing record, right? So regardless of whether it actually behooves the Steelers for them to lose or not, he's going to do everything he can to make sure they get to that 9-8 record.
Yeah, but they could have got Caleb Williams though.
I don't think Mike Tomlin cares.
Caleb Williams, that boy out of Washington looks good too. Damn. Oh well. Sucks Pittsburgh. Don't gotta worry about Caleb Williams.
I don't know if Caleb Williams would really fit in the Steelers system anyway.
Caleb Williams fit in anybody's system. He's freaking Caleb Williams. Am I being real with you? I think quarterback at Washington better, if I'm being real.
I haven't really looked at the tape. I don't know for sure yet. That's something like every year I don't look at tape until the Bengals season is over. So it might happen a little earlier than I'm used to lately this year, but I haven't really looked at any college tape yet. But what I do know about Caleb Williams is Caleb Williams has a very specific style to his game, and I don't think he's going to be for every team.
Yeah, we're going to see.
I think if he goes to the wrong system, it could just straight up being the wrong fit.
Speaking of which, I actually did just have this conversation with Larry on the Bears podcast. I just literally just did like 5 minutes before the podcast, and I'm on double podcasts. We talked about that draft pick. So the Bears, look like the Bears are going to get the number 1 draft pick from the Carolina Panthers. And people always giving the Browns shit about the Deshaun Watson trade being the worst trade in history. Well, the Bears traded for Bryce Young. Bryce Young's not really looking good. So not only they draft the wrong quarterback for 1, 2, they traded away DJ Moore. 3, they just gave the Bears number 1 draft pick, which is probably one of the deepest quarterback drafts in decades. And now the Bears could just trade that draft pick away because they look like they're going to ride with Justin Fields. So they don't want if they still want to ride with Justin Fields, they can trade that draft pick away and get you more first-round picks.
So I don't think you're ever going to win this debate, Thomas, because when most people are arguing that Deshaun Watson's like the worst this or the worst that in NFL history, they're not really talking about Deshaun Watson or his level of play. They're talking about the fact that he's been a PR nightmare for the Browns. And that's a fact. Like, regardless of whether, of like, your opinions on, like whether he deserves to be a PR nightmare, because of all the accusations, or B, because of like all the stories surrounding him, like, not playing and why is he not playing? Why is he sitting up in a booth and whatever? And like, you can talk about how stupid all of that is all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that people have been talking about it and it's been creating a big PR problem for the Browns. And so because of that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad of like a trade the Bears have or the Panthers have to go like get Bryce Young and then like, lose their draft pick for next year or whatever. Because at the end of the day, Bryce Young isn't out there embarrassing them in public, outside of like in football games.
The thing is though, is that like some of the stuff that like the Booth thing. was just like the biggest. That is the best example of what I've been saying about Cleveland fans and Deshaun Watson. like, you know how stupid. Like Deshaun Watson had surgery 4 days. He had like this dude's shoulder was literally hanging, like his shoulders hanging off, which is a concern that I'm actually really the fear I'm really concerned about actually, because that's a very bad having a shoulder surgery on your throwing shoulder is bad. That's something that concerns me, Kyle, if I'm being honest. But you know what? We will talk about that next year. We'll talk about that conversation next year. I have so much anxiety about it. I want to talk about that next year. But the fact that Cleveland fans are so hate Deshaun Watson so much that this man, 4 days after surgery, is in a booth with his girlfriend that he's been with exclusively, I might add, for the last 2 years since he came to Cleveland. He's only been with his girlfriend. The only woman that he's been around was with his girlfriend. That girl in the booth just sitting there watching the game, high as hell painkillers. And Browns fans go nuts in that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Really?
Browns fans are traumatized and they're looking for something to be wrong. They're looking for something because like all the Browns have had in the longest time is like complaining about how bad their situation is and like getting the empathy from everybody else. So they're looking right now, I think, for Deshaun Watson to be a historically bad thing because it's what they know. You know, it's like they don't know they don't know how to look for success because they've just been like, you know, they've had trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. No, I can't do it. These motherfuckers drive me insane.
The fact that you don't do it is remarkable, honestly.
Because I've been arguing with Browns fans it's whatever, you know. Like, yeah, it's you know what it is that when somebody insults a Browns fan, they go like, "Oh man, it's so true." When somebody insults me, I bite back. like if somebody call you, say something about you, I bite back. I'm not going to. Brown fan, the insult don't have to be true. Instead of them fighting back against the insult, they just go along with the insult. They're like, what's wrong with y'all? You're supposed to poke back. Pittsburgh comes up to the city. They're like, yeah, Cleveland, you suck. They're like, yeah, we do. Like, yeah, Cleveland, you had to drive in a fumble. Even though it was 30 years ago, you had to drive in a fumble. Yeah, we do. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all people? Like, I can't. Oh, what's next? I don't want to talk about my fan base right now.
Okay. Well, I think we've hit all of the AFC North related topics. So let's go ahead and move on to our predictions.
Mitch Trubisky sucked, by the way.
You remember back in the day, Thomas, when I was like always picking Mitch Trubisky to have a big upset win with the Bears? It seems like so long ago.
Good times.
All right, so let's do some predictions. We're gonna start with Broncos Lions. What you got?
That's a fun one.
It is. It could be a really good game.
Damn. Isn't it funny that Justin Herbert just injured himself against the Broncos? Isn't that funny, man? Lions. I'm going with the Lions for now. I might change it later, but I'm going with the Lions. I think the Lions get that one though. Who's home that game?
Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions too. I mean, it is a really close, interesting, good matchup. Like, you know, you've got a Broncos team that since like week 7 or whatever has looked like a legitimate football team. I think the Lions, honestly, as far as like momentum and who's the better team right now goes, the Broncos are probably a better team the way they've been playing than the Lions. But I think the Lions ultimately are the better team, and they're going to need a bounce back week. And I mean, the Broncos are a pretty good football team. I wouldn't write them off or anything like that. But I think this is the week the Lions kind of get things back on track a little bit, and it helps that it's in Detroit too. So I'm going to take the Lions.
Yeah.
All right. Falcons, Panthers. Oh God. I just saw the Panthers 1-12 record. What a nightmare.
Even the Falcons not gonna lose to the Panthers. So give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are probably gonna win this game.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons are probably gonna win this game. The Panthers did not have that boost you get from firing your head coach and then like the team rallies after the head coach gets fired. Because the fact of the matter is Frank Reich wasn't the problem. I'm not entirely sure why the Panthers fired Frank Reich, because it wasn't his fault they were 1-12. It was like the Carolina Panthers as an organization have just put together like this awful plan going forward. And Frank Reich was getting about what any other head coach would get out of it. Like, I mean, unless the Panthers go get like Bill Belichick next year or something, even then, you don't know about Bill Belichick, but like they would have to go get somebody of that caliber to really like make the best out of the team that they have right now. Frank Reich is a fine head coach, but he had nothing to work with in Carolina.
Yeah, and they traded their best receiver to Chicago.
Okay, Buccaneers, Packers.
That's also an interesting game. Not because it's funny because I'm pretty sure the NFC playoff race is a bunch of 6-7 teams.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, if the Bengals were in the NFC right now, they'd be like running away with the playoff race.
Shit, yeah. I'm going with the Buccaneers. I think Baker Mayfield's starting to heat up a little more. Him and Mike Evans look good together. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Your NFC South leading Buccaneers.
At 6-7.
Shout out to that boy Baker.
I don't know. Like, the Packers have been a lot better lately.
They have been.
But they also just lost the Giants too.
They have.
But then again, the Buccaneers aren't good either. Like, they've got a better record than honestly, I don't think the Buccaneers are as good as their record, and their record's 6-7, so it's not even a good record.
Yeah, no, their record isn't that great. No.
Good. Why does your volume keep changing? Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just connected to my headphones. I just connected back to my headphones.
Oh, man.
Did you like my volume before my headphones, without my headphones?
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. The louder, the one you're doing right now is better. It's just because it wasn't on earlier, I had to turn my headphones up, and now it's just like
Yeah. My headphones were dying because I did a podcast before this podcast, and then I charged them for a little bit so I could finish up the podcast, and now I'll put them back.
You're gonna do another podcast.
That's the play-by-play.
We're done here.
No, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
All right. Buccaneers, Packers. You picked the. Did you
Buccaneers?
You Buccaneers.
Yeah. I'm taking Baker Mayfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm riding with 6, baby.
I'm taking the Packers. I'm gonna take the Packers. Like, I mean, I believe in Baker Mayfield. I'm not sure I believe in the Buccaneers. Honestly, and like the Packers, they've been looking a lot better lately. Like, I know that game against the Giants, but that might have just been the Tommy DeVito coming out party. Here's a spicy meatball.
I just think it's so funny. I just think that's such a those memes on the internet are just hilarious to me right now.
He's a true Italian hero.
Yeah, I said I'm Italian.
I'm going to be partying with a bunch of Italians during Christmas.
That's a lot of good ass food.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My wife has a bunch of family up in Connecticut. And the the let's just say the most noticeable portion of them are all Italian, and good God, I love going over to their house just simply because of all the food. Oh my God,
Dude, that makes such good food.
wonderful. I mean, they're awesome people. I love talking to them and stuff like that. But like, I'm not gonna lie, the food is so damn good.
So good, like it's so good. Like Italian.
Actually, the patriarch of the family. He actually runs his own pizza restaurant. It's nuts.
Oh man, that sounds delicious.
Yeah. All right, so we got Texans Titans.
Texas Titans. I'm gonna go with the Titans. What's his name? Your boy out of Kentucky, looking pretty good actually.
Yeah.
He's getting better and better every week. Texans are kind of in a weird spot. I'm not even sure if CJ Stroud's playing. You mentioned the turnovers too, and I have noticed that. And not only just turnovers. It seems like the least. Bless you twice. It seems the least starting to catch up a little bit to CJ Stroud. Altogether, his numbers are starting to dwindle a little more. So, I don't think even if CJ Stroud plays, he's gonna have a good game. I think you're gonna get Davis Mills instead of CJ Stroud this game. So, I think CJ Stroud will probably try and come back next week against the Browns. But either way, I think the Tennessee Titans got this game. I think Will Levis is going to have a good game. Unless you a third time.
I don't know.
I know where you're going with this game though. Probably got some kind of dust in the air or something.
Something like that.
Or you got Steelers fan. I'm allergic to Steelers fans too. Maybe
that must be it. There must be a there's this dude who comes into the bank all the time who's a Steelers fan.
Fuck that.
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, it's up in the air about whether CJ Stroud's going to play. I don't know if he's going to play or not against the Titans, but I'm going to pick the Titans anyway, just because I'm really, really honestly kind of feeling the Titans lately, Thomas.
They're playing good, man. They're playing good.
It's not just me being a mayonnaise stan. And honestly, I hate mayonnaise in the first place. So the fact that my boy Will Levis is known for the mayonnaise thing makes me sad because I hate mayonnaise. I just despise. It's the worst. It's the worst food. It is the.
What you saying? Man can't have eggs.
Not like that. No. Not me anyway. I'm not going to participate in that satanic bullshit. No, I seriously, I genuinely hate mayonnaise, and so it's I will back up my boy Will Levis. But then there's the mayonnaise thing, and I'm like, ugh.
What about mayo? You like mayo?
That's what mayonnaise is.
Yeah, mayo. Well, no, mayonnaise is mayonnaise. Mayo is mayo.
They're the same. No, I don't like mayo either, Thomas.
You
I hate all forms. I hate Cool Whip. I hate I hate whipped cream.
You hate Cool Whip? Wait, hold up. You hate Cool Whip for real?
Yeah.
You got no soul. You ever calling mayonnaise the devil? You don't like Cool Whip. I
think what I meant to say was Miracle Whip, but I also don't like Cool Whip either.
Whip it real good.
No, thank you.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Okay, so anyway, Jets Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like the Dolphins, they seem to follow a pattern this year. Is the team they're facing bad? If yes, the Dolphins will probably win. If no, then the other team will probably win. That's just the formula. The Dolphins play to their competition. They don't play above or below. They play to their competition. It's very predictable if the Dolphins were win or lose. All you got to do is figure out who the team they're playing is.
They'd be the Jets.
I think they'll be the Jets, yeah. All right, Giants Saints.
You know what, Mikey? This one for you. Yeah, I don't know how that happened either. The NFC, man. I'm gonna go with the Saints, man. I'm gonna go with the Saints. This one for you, Mikey. I think the Saints might pull this one out. Who's starting for the Saints anyway? Is it Carr or is it
It's
what?
Jameis.
Jameis Winston now?
I believe
Yeah.
it's Jameis. No,
Yeah,
I think it's just
that's
because I think it's because Carr's hurt.
yeah. Let me think. Let me think. SAINT Saints go. Oh, that's Jets. JETS. Give me Saints. Give me Saints.
Maybe actually, I don't know if Mikey's watching right now or not, but Mikey, who's playing? Because I thought it was Jameis, but now I'm thinking maybe it's Derek Carr.
No, Mikey's doing his live stream. Did you hear him earlier? He doing live stream.
I know, but he's done his live streams, but also like been in our chat before, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway.
Hey man, Mikey's a gangster for doing live streams and let's do. Shout out to Mikey, man.
Yeah, no, dude, Mikey's the man, dude.
Yeah. Too bad you can't hear us brag about him.
I'm gonna go with the Giants just because I'm really feeling the Tommy DeVito story lately.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like maybe I'm just letting Mikey influence me too much, but it just feels like the game the Saints are gonna lose,
Huh.
Maybe I'm just letting Mikey's pessimism get to me too much. All right, Chiefs Patriots. Wouldn't it be something if the Patriots did it again this week, Thomas?
They're not. But you know what's funny though? Yeah, okay, first of all, the Chiefs, the Chiefs, I think the problem with Chiefs is they got too Hollywood. They're getting too Hollywood. I don't think they're gonna catch up with them now, but we'll catch up with them later. But I think the Chiefs are getting to Hollywood, man. Like an NBA when a team gets to Hollywood, they still win a championship. But NFL, man, when you get to Hollywood, people catch up with you. That's why people love the NFL because like football is football. So,
bro, did you see Mahomes the way he acted when they threw an offsides penalty on?
I know, what a bitch, man.
Like,
Look at me, Chiefs.
Bitch, what a punk ass. Dude, this dude literally won an AFC championship game and then won the Super Bowl, both arguably with really, 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 really friendly calls from the refs.
Yeah, he did. They beat up with a friendly call from the refs.
Not only that, but it seems like Patrick Mahomes is out there a lot of times. Like, I don't know if this is something like he started doing because of the AFC Championship game with the Joseph Osai hit, but it seems like lately Patrick Mahomes is going out of his way to try to get hit by defenders out of bounds to try to draw those types of flags. And then he's out here like legitimately losing his mind and acting like a fucking punk ass, like somebody just stepped on his balls or something over a touchdown being taken away. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. The reason the refs are acting like this half the time is because of people like you. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. The thing is, though, all it does is put a target on the back for other teams and stuff. Like I said, the NFL. People don't like that Hollywood shit. But I'm still going with the Chiefs this week. I think the Chiefs get it done.
Yeah, I think they get. I think the Patriots are just so bad. I can't imagine that they have two upsets in a row. And the only reason they beat the Steelers, honestly, is because the Steelers are legitimately that bad of a football team. The fact that they keep winning football games is insane to me. But I think when they play against teams like the Cardinals and the Patriots, it shows you that the Steelers really aren't a very good football team. Mike Tomlin's just a voodoo wizard and finds ways to win.
Wait, hold up. Do you have access to Facebook at this moment?
Do I have access yes, I have access to Facebook, Thomas.
There's a video that I posted on my story on Facebook. It's about everybody beat up on the Patriots but the Steelers. So you check that video out, you get a good enough laugh. It's actually pretty funny. It's like this dummy and everybody's just whooping the dummy's ass, and as soon as the Steelers come to hit it, it comes back in. It's probably the funniest thing I see, man. It's actually kind of funny.
And you reposted it on Facebook?
I put it on my story.
Oh, you put it on your story. Okay, yeah.
It's also on my Instagram story, but you can probably watch it on the podcast over.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Yeah,
send it to
probably
you.
find it right now, and I could probably even like play it from the stream because I could do the.
Oh yeah, play it for the stream because that video was funny. I want to see your reaction to that video.
Well, I can't find it right now.
Oh, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is like
I
could theoretically play it from the stream because I can I can pull like from my actual desktop screen and just show whatever's going on my desktop screen like that.
It was on my Instagram too. It's on my story, but yeah.
Well, everybody go check out Thomas at T_star94 on Instagram.
Yeah. Check me out on Instagram. I'm hot.
And there's allegedly a good video on Instagram.
I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna see you that video. I'm seeing that video. You gonna get a laugh. I'm seeing the video as soon as this podcast is over.
Yeah, I'll check it out. All right. So next up we got the Commanders and the Rams.
I haven't really been following the Commanders that much this year, honestly. So I really can't tell you much about it. So this is gonna be kind of a shot. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of like a shot out of the dark. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. The Rams, the Rams have kind of been like. You remember when they won the Super Bowl, Thomas? I remember when I remember when they won the Super Bowl.
I have nightmares back away from losing the Super Bowl. I have nightmares about that sack. I was a sack away from winning the Super Bowl.
But do you remember that season for the Rams, Thomas? The Rams were not a great football team. Like they had an up and down regular season. At one point, I thought they were going to miss the playoffs, and then they kind of rallied against the Cardinals and started playing a little bit better. They ended up making the playoffs. But like the Super Bowl season for the Rams, that it was kind of a shock that they came out of all that and they ended up being the Super Bowl champions that year. That was kind of crazy. And honestly, like outside of a couple of games here and there, that's what this season for the Rams feels like. Like it doesn't feel like a team that like really should be in the conversation, but they are in the conversation. And they're 6-7, but in the NFC that might make it.
It doesn't say to think about, right?
It's weird. But anyway,
so bad.
Yeah, I think the Rams win this game because I think the Rams are going to be one of those dangerous teams to pay attention to right now. Like one of those teams that nobody wants to like play in the wild card round. All right, 49ers Cardinals.
Niners. Yep. Cardinals just the Niners are hot. Cardinals are just abysmal right now.
The 49ers are hot and the Cardinals are not. Was that lame enough for you?
Sunday.
Speaking
of hot, I'm watching college women's volleyball right now. Snuck that one in there.
Speaking of Sunday,
snuck that one in there.
Apparently.
Y'all play on Saturday.
Yeah,
on Saturday, right?
Allegedly. I believe for anybody who's watching right now, I don't think next week's game, which unfortunately I believe is against the Steelers, I think I may be not able to stream the game against the Steelers because I won't be in Cincinnati at the time, which that might suck because like if there's one game I want to stream, it's the Bengals versus Steelers for the potential right to go to the playoff game, right? But I think I'm going to have to miss it though, because I'm going to be in Connecticut.
Fuck you, bitch.
So
Connecticut's a fun little town, man.
Well, it's a state, but
that's what I meant. Like it's a small state, but
it's a nice place. It's a nice place. I like it. It's like it's like all the good parts about the East Coast without all the bullshit.
Yeah, it's Connecticut.
There's still bullshit. Like I mean, there's a lot of like, from what I've noticed about Connecticut, there's a little bit of snootiness going around in Connecticut. So
yeah, it's not a lot of black people there, so it's like what I mean. I'm kind of scared to drive. I'm scared to drive through Connecticut. They were like, "Boy, you from here?" Like, no, I'm from Ohio. So for Connecticut, man, they speak very educationally. It's just weird. Oh no, ESPN's in Connecticut. Never mind. Yeah,
ESPN is in Connecticut. They're about. I actually looked it up. They're about an hour north of my in-laws.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, so next up, Cowboys, Bills.
You know, it's funny. Okay, so people want to think the Bills are dead, but they
Not
are
dead.
winning these games. No, they're not dead. No, they're close to it though. The Bills just aren't contenders.
They're really not.
Cowboys been hot. Bills, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, only because I think the Cowboys is a better team right now.
Yeah, this one isn't hard for me at all. I'm picking the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys. I mean, Dak Prescott's been, God, Dak Prescott's been so good. I mean, it's just that the Bills can't get hot. You know, I can't see a way the Bills win this game, but the Bills just been so up and down. I just think I don't. I actually, you know what? I'm actually going to say the Cowboys with confidence because I honestly think the Bills are going to fall off at the end of the season anyway. So give me the Cowboys. I think it's the beginning for the Bills.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's pretty solid chance the Bills don't make the playoffs at this point. The Cowboys, it's like, I mean, we'll see if they can keep this up when the games really, really matter. But right now, the Cowboys look as good as anybody.
Yeah, they do.
I had them at
They do.
3 in my power rankings this week.
Wow.
All right, next up.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
We've got the number 2 team in my power rankings and the number 5 team in my power rankings. That's the Ravens and the Jaguars.
Damn, the Jaguars really the Jaguars really could lose 3 in a row against AFC North teams. That tells you how good the AFC North is. That the Jaguars have been a dominant team, and they go against all these AFC North teams. The AFC North teams just be whooping their ass.
The Jaguars are 8-5, and 2 of those losses are against AFC North teams. So outside,
that's what I'm saying, man.
They're 8-3.
That's what I'm saying, man. They literally was like, all right, we about to get our ads whooped by the AFC North, except for the Steelers. You suck, Pittsburgh. Give me the Jags. I don't think the Jags lose 3 in a row. Like I said earlier, the Ravens tend to tail off at the end of the season. Honestly, Trevor Lawrence, he did do a lot of picks. But give me the Jags. I think the Jags find some way to win this game. It's time of year to you.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I would love to be proven wrong here, and I really want to take the Jags. Like, my gut wants to take the Jags because that's just I really genuinely don't believe in the Ravens. But
yeah,
at the same time, like until the downslide happens for the Ravens, it's like you can't really predict when the downslide is actually just gonna start. But what you can say about the Ravens, typically when the downslide starts, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
But I don't know when it happens. It might be this week. The Jags are a good football team, but I don't know. I don't know. My gut says Jaguars, but my head says Ravens, and I'm just gonna follow my head on this one. I hope I'm wrong.
Mine's the opposite. My gut says Jaguars. No, I'm the same exact. I'm just going with my gut. In my head, I'm the same exact way. My gut in my head. Yep. So I'm going my gut in my head.
You're just following the other one.
Yeah, because I just had some good ass pasta made by my mama. Oh, I have some good pasta.
I had Papa John's.
Oh,
all right, Eagles, Seahawks.
I'm on Seahawks. I think the Eagles are in trouble.
You think so?
I'm not sure if I talked
49ers.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I talked about this on this podcast or if I talked about this on the last podcast. But one thing that I've been hearing that Jalen Hurts isn't 100%. I did talk about this podcast. I talk about running quarterbacks and like those hits that they take. Generally, you have a toll in them towards the end of the season. Jalen Hurts also played 3-4 playoff games last year, so he's been taking a lot of hits. I think those hits starting to compound Jalen Hurts. He's not as explosive as he was earlier in the season. Wait, who's home this game, by the way?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Yeah, I'm definitely going Seahawks. That's a really good game. That's a really good game to bet on because I bet you if I were to bet on that game, I'd spread on Seahawks for sure. Because I just don't. I mean, I just don't think that like Jalen Hurts is not as explosive as he was earlier in the season. Those hits compound on these running quarterbacks, and their bodies start to break down as the season goes on. Jalen Hurts still trying to learn how to protect himself. He has that arrogant, having an invincible body type attitude. I get it. But I just think the Eagles, you talk about a team that's starting to slump. I think the Eagles are in the slump, and I think that this is going to continue for the Eagles for another game. Depending on who they play next week, but I think this game, they will lose this game against the Seahawks. I'm going to the Seahawks. And if I'm better, I would bet that spread for sure. Whoever the spread is.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. It feels to me like the Eagles losing 3 big NFC games like that just doesn't. And I mean, maybe the Seahawks aren't a big game, but I don't know. It just feels like them like completely falling off like that is unlikely. I feel like they're gonna have a better game against the Seahawks this week. And I don't know. I still think the Eagles are one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. Just because they've been not getting it done the last couple of weeks, I don't think that means that they're done. All right, so that's it for all the non-AFC North teams, and we did actually do an AFC North team because we did the Ravens and Jaguars. So we've already done that. Let's move on to the Steelers game, which is the Steelers and Colts.
Colts. Good night, Pittsburgh. Good night, Pittsburgh.
You that sure about it?
Is Gardner Minshew playing?
Gardner Minshew was terrible against us.
Good night, Pittsburgh.
Okay. So Thomas, I hate to say, I really genuinely hate to say it. Like it fills me with nothing but contempt to say this, but I think the Steelers are going to win this one, honestly, because like the Colts look really bad against us, like really bad. Like honestly, we would have won that game 31-0 if it hadn't been for this like tiny little like 25-second burst at the end of the second quarter where the Colts scored like 14 back-to-back points. But if it hadn't been for that, the Bengals would have shut them out 31-0.
I was just having a glorious dream. I just had a glorious dream where we were having a great podcast and we were talking about the Steelers versus Colts. And if I ever heard, and then like suddenly you just ruined a dream with this manifestation that the Steelers beat the Colts, and then I just woke back up like, what the fuck was that? I'm pretty sure Colts ain't. Who was home that game, by the way?
Colts.
Yeah, good night, Kirk.
I really hope I'm wrong. What I saw out of the Colts last week against the Bengals was kind of pathetic, actually.
Dude, you know what's pathetic? The fact that the Steelers lost to the Cardinals and the Patriots.
Yeah, no, that was bad. That was really bad. But I don't know. I just have trouble believing in the Colts after what I saw. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Bengals played well, and I don't want to take anything away from the Bengals, but the Colts just looked like done. Like the Colts looked dead. I don't know what happened. The Colts just looked useless.
But so did the Patriots and the Cardinals before they played the Steelers.
Yeah, the Cardinals have been scrappy. The Patriots, yes, but the Cardinals have been scrappy all year.
They lost to both those teams at home.
Okay, but I do hope I'm wrong though. But anyway, let's move on. So we got Bears Browns.
You suck, Pittsburgh. Give me the Browns. I think Larry's leaning towards the Browns still. But I do. But we both agree the game's gonna be close. I think the under on that game. Everybody saying they took under the game. I think I will too. I think the game's gonna be close because the Browns do have a lot of injuries. Our secondary is fine. Our secondary is the one thing that's actually getting healthier. So, actually, we just lost one of our safeties, but one of our other safeties are coming back. So we're gonna want Thornhill back. We lost Delpit to the playoffs basically. So that's weird. But we're getting Ward back. So we're gonna have Ward, Newsome, Emerson, all great corners, and we're gonna see about Flacco, man. Let's see if Flacco keep going. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna stick with I'm going with my Browns. Browns over Bears. Sorry, Dad. My dad's a Bears fan. Sorry, Dad.
But I'm gonna take the Browns too, just because like I don't know, like the only thing the Bears have going for them is sometimes Justin Fields shows up. But like, what's Justin Fields gonna do against y'all's defense? Honestly,
DJ Moore's pretty good though.
yeah, but what's he gonna do against the Browns defense? I don't know if he's gonna do.
I don't know. What's his name? It's funny. I think Larry might be leaning towards Browns because he mentioned his stat again about the Browns. He said the Browns on third down at home, the third down conversion rate against the Browns in the Cleveland Browns Stadium is 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10, something crazy like that. So it's like that's not good percentages, especially when you're the Bears, who are one of the worst third down conversion teams in the league. So he's like, I'm not feeling it. But
Good guy.
So, yeah.
All right. So last game we got the Bengals and the Vikings, 2 7-6 teams that look very different right now.
I'm on the Bengals.
Okay.
Dobbs got benched.
Yes, Nick Mullins.
I'm playing Nick Mullins. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. Jefferson's coming back. Even still, I think Jake Browning, man, he's been getting better and better. In fact, I remember the first game I've seen of Jake Browning. The Ravens, the first game they played, right? I remember watching that game and then just thinking to myself, man, he's getting better and better every single time through that ball. And now he got the confidence of his receivers. One advantage Jake Browning has is he has so many great receivers. Now, granted, Nick Mullins does have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, who are really good receivers in their own respect. In fact, actually, you got to probably even a receiver. Honestly, thinking about it.
I don't agree with that. I think top end talent, yes. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are
Jefferson
about equal to Jefferson and Addison. However, I think the Bengals are deeper at receiver though.
Okay, I get what you're saying because then you got I can see that. I agree with that. But I mean, like, I think that top end. I think it's crazy because because I'm not knocking Jamar Chase. I really like Chase. I like Chase a lot. Jefferson's a good receiver too. Yeah. I think that both of them. I think you're talking about two of some of the best receivers in the league right there. I think that honestly, that might be my 1 and 2, or my 1A, 1B. Honestly, they're thinking about it because I don't know who I already put over those two receivers. I mean, CeeDee Lamb was good, but I think CeeDee Lamb was good because of quarterback. Like Jamar Chase and Jefferson, they look good no matter who's at quarterback.
Right.
Man, that those are two really good receivers. And then Addison is he stepped up when Jefferson left, and he's pretty good. And how I got man crush with T. Higgins. So yeah, no, but like you said, you got Tyler Boyd, you got some other good receivers with the Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals for sure. I just think the Vikings are in a bad place, and the AFC is just better than the NFC. Taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals too. The Vikings won last week 3-0. And that 3 points came kind of like barely at the end of the fourth quarter. I think it might have been the last drive, and they got 3 points on that last drive. Now, I will say, the Raiders currently have 49 points against the Chargers, so maybe that Vikings defense is something to pay attention to. I don't know, but I think the Bengals offense can handle them. I think the Bengals offense is a little bit better than the Chargers.
No, I just think the Chargers just gave up today.
Yeah. I think the Bengals offense is a little bit better than the Chargers offense with Easton Stick at quarterback. So I think the Bengals will come out. I think they'll probably get to like I don't know if we're going to see like another 30-point outing from the Bengals, like we've been seeing with the Jake Browning Bengals from recent weeks. But I think they'll get to like 24, and I think they'll probably hold the Vikings offense to like 10 points or something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I think you got. I think Jake Brown's gonna get a lot of confidence as this game goes on.
mm-hmm.
Jamar Chase got confidence in him. He been hot. He had his best game of the season last week, man.
Yep.
Man, he looks so good. Jamar Chase is such a good receiver. I like it with Phil. I love Jamar Chase. If you want to know what position that I badly want to have locked up in Cleveland is a receiver. I just want like a top-notch receiver. Don't say Amari Cooper. He's solid. But Amari Cooper's on the same level as T. Higgins. Not
Amari
Jamar Chase.
Cooper was at one time a great receiver in the NFL, but I think that was before he got to the Browns.
I mean, he's solid. He's solid. He's been solid I think he's been for us what he always been for anybody else. A very, very good receiver. A very, very good receiver, but never a great receiver.
I don't quite agree with that. When he was with the when he was with the Raiders, Amari Cooper was like that rookie season for him, he was something else.
Yeah.
Now he wasn't like Jamar Chase something else, but he was like for the
a very, very good receiver, but not a great receiver.
For the standard, no. What I'm saying is for the standard of wide receiver play at the time, there was like as far as like great wide receivers in the NFL goes, there was like at the time it was Devontae Adams, it was Amari Cooper, and it was like maybe one or two other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at this point in Cooper's career, I think he's kind of like regressed a little bit more toward the mean.
Yeah. Man, that's Shaquille O'Neal's daughter playing volleyball. That's weird.
Maybe.
I don't want to watch this no more.
Well, anyway, you got anything else to say about these games, Thomas? Or about the Bengals or Browns or the Ravens or Steelers?
You suck, Pittsburgh. Die, Pittsburgh.
I revel in your sadness.
No, I don't. Okay. I'm good.
All right. Well, then that's pretty much it for this one, guys. So you can always catch more of what I do at Kyle Phelps92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/ThePhelps. Obviously, the Battle of Ohio podcast right here. What am I forgetting? I'm on TikTok at Kyle Phelps92 on TikTok. I haven't put anything out on TikTok in a while. In fairness, like I kind of like stopped. I don't know. It's hard to motivate myself to do the shorts, but like I do plan on getting back to it though. But Thomas, you can catch more of what he does at T_star94 on Twitter and Instagram, and the Thomas J Network on YouTube and TikTok.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say, Thomas?
Nope. I'm good. I'm tired.
56-7.
Dude, I got to do that. That parlay look. That parlay looking good, man.
Good God. All right. Well, anyway, I'll leave y'all as always with a hootie.